Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. While the crowd was pressing in on Jesus and listening to the word of God, he was standing by the lake of Gennesaret. He saw two boats there alongside the lake. The fishermen had disembarked and were washing their nets. Getting into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, he asked him to put out a short distance from the shore. Then he sat down and taught the crowds from the boat. After he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into deep water and lower your nets for a catch." Simon said in reply, "Master, we have worked hard all night and have caught nothing. But at your command, I will lower the nets." When they had done this, they caught a great number of fish, and their nets were tearing. They signaled to their partners in the other boat to come to help them, and they came and filled both boats so that the boats were in danger of sinking. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at the knees of Jesus and said, "Depart from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." For astonishment at the catch of fish they had made seized him and all those with him, and likewise James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who were partners of Simon. Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men." When they brought their boats to the shore, they left everything and followed him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Bulahang adlaw kanatong tanan. Today's Gospel reading is Luke's very beautiful capturing of the call of the first four disciples. If we read this in Matthew and in Mark, there is no such fanfare in the way that St. Luke is the only Gospel presenting the call of Peter, Andrew, James, and John with this huge catch of fish. Now, I always like to play on the idea because sometimes in Cebuano, we find it very funny. Because from now on, you will be catching men. If you translate this to Cebuano is, gikan karon manakop na mo og mga tao. No? So what was the vocation of Peter, James, and John, and Andrew? Mahimong pulis. But of course, catching men is actually related to, instead of catching fish, but catching men. Because fish is basically representative of, well, the school of fish, the flock, the group that actually is the direction of the mission. But then one interesting thing about this vocation story of the first four disciples or apostles has something to do with Peter's recognition of unworthiness. And this is even more emphasized in the fact that he wanted the Lord to depart from him. Okay? Usually that is also an attitude that we have. No? Makasasala ko, pahawa, no? Ayaw mong duol na ko, something like that. But then the unworthiness is the basic experience of what it means to put into the deep waters. Where do we find our unworthiness? It's in the depths of our being. We tend and we love to embellish from the outside. Bisag dili kaya, kayaho na lang. No? That's why when we are able to realize how wretched we are, how inconsistent we are, how unworthy we are, it's not in the surface. It's in the deep. And that's the very challenge of the Lord. Because this vocation story is also for all of us. To explore something deeper in our lives, in our experiences, because it is there that we are able to find the very beautiful being despite of what we understand them to be as humans. Because it is God who qualifies. not we qualifying ourselves. And this is where we are able to explore from the depths of our being what we call the rock bottom, which sometimes happens when we are down and out, when we are helpless, when we sink deep down into the depths, and then we reach rock bottom without realizing. I am borrowing this from Cardinal Chito Tagle. Without realizing that when we reach the rock bottom, the rock is the Lord Himself. And we reach where He is. And by reaching rock bottom, He gives us strength to emerge once more, renewed and able to understand and do things that He is wanting us, that He is giving us as a mission. Amen.